Namaste. Amavasya is starting from 3rd August, and as per Indian Standard Time, it begins at 4 pm on 3rd August and it ends the next day, that is on 4th August at around 5 pm Indian Standard Time. And so during this phase, it is likely that many of you may feel depressed, frustrated, and if you are very much sensitive, then you may also get hurt very soon. And so it is necessary that during this phase, you talk less, you stay silent, and you don't react to negative people. During this phase, negative people, toxic people will try to trouble you more, and they want you to react, but you should not react, because if you react, then you fall in the trap. It's a vicious cycle. Never react to negative, toxic people. Either block them or ignore them. So be careful, focus on your work. Don't think much, because during this phase, it is likely that you will overthink. You may become very angry and you may try to offend others. But all of this is eventually going to impact you. So it is better that you remain silent during this phase. In this podcast, I have talked briefly about the impact of this Amavasya on all 12 zodiac signs. And at the end of the podcast, I have shared a beautiful story. Story of a man who decides to commit suicide because he has lost everything in his life. There is no respect in his life, and so he decides to commit suicide. But then what happens? Find out, as I have shared many more insights through this story, so that you understand that suicide is not the answer. You have to face it and finish it. You have to be grateful to the existence that you have got this human birth. And so, even though the coming time, that is the 7 days from 1st August to 7th August, is going to be a bit difficult, if you stay rooted within yourself, if you are more focused inwards, and if you don't react to any comments or any negative people, you will be all right. Always remember, God tests you. So He will introduce certain negative people in your life. They may try to provoke you. They may try to hurt you. And God will see if you react or you don't react. So you have to be patient. You have to focus within. Times keep changing. Life is constant change. Neither the good times nor the bad times. Nothing remains forever. So if you are going through a bad patch, don't lose hope, because nothing is forever. This too shall pass. And so on this note, let's begin with this podcast. The darkest Amavasya is coming on 3rd August 2024. You all should be extra cautious, and I say this only to my close followers. Avoid talking much or interacting with toxic people, because during Amavasya, all kind of toxic people, negative, cheap people come in action mode and can cause some troubles in your life. If you are having problems with your relatives, brother, sister, father or mother, be careful and stay silent. Many times it happens that all the negative people try to provoke you so that you react, and once you react, then the ugly episode of fights and arguments start, which eventually impact your mental health, and then it slowly starts damaging your physical health. So the first point for all my close followers is to stop reacting and to stay silent during this Amavasya phase, because the days around the Amavasya can be a testing period for you. So stay vigilant and engage yourself in constructive work or engage yourself in some good creative entertainment, but just ensure that you keep your mouth shut and you do not react to toxic, negative, cheap people's comments or actions. The Amavasya is falling in the sign of Cancer, and so let me start with Cancer natives. Cancer natives, this is a testing time for you all. You may feel dejected and very depressed or frustrated during this period. Your health may suffer and you may get some viral infections. So stay cautious and drink safe water and eat homemade food. The impact of Amavasya is from 1st August to 7th August. So stay vigilant. Leo natives, you may incur certain loss, so be careful. You will become an easy target for all kind of negative energy attacks such as black magic spells or ghosts. Stay home, drive safe and avoid long travels during this period. Your sleep pattern may get severely disturbed during this period, so stay cautious. Virgo natives may face certain disappointments due to low income in business. Salaried natives may also face certain financial problems. Retired pensioners should not invest money in stock markets during this period. Overall, this is not a good period to invest. Stay away from stock market or any other investments. Libra natives may face challenges in career. You may feel stuck and disappointed at workplace. You may feel as if life has been very unfair to you. This is a passing phase, so do not take any impulsive decisions. Wait until the effect of Amavasya is over by 7th August. Scorpio natives should avoid taking any new responsibility. Do not indulge in any risky investments such as stock market and do not gamble. For those in relationship should become pragmatic and stop expecting much from your partner. Stay silent and avoid unnecessary talks and arguments with your partner. Sagittarius natives should be very careful as you may face many challenges due to certain negative energies and black magic attacks during this Amavasya phase. It is likely that you may feel dejected and depressed, but remember, this is a passing phase and so don't take any wrong steps. If your relation with in-laws is bad, then it is likely that you may get more troubles from them. Finances will also be a problem, so stay just vigilant and learn to keep quiet during this challenging phase. Capricorn natives will have to be extra careful about marriage partner. If you are a newlywed couple, then ensure that you don't miscommunicate with each other, because that would lead to misunderstandings, and misunderstandings can lead to fights and arguments. Avoid fights and arguments with your partner. If you are in a relationship, ensure that you don't irritate your lover by talking on matters that he or she don't want to talk upon. Do not doubt your partner. Doubt is death. Learn to trust your partner. Trust is a tonic that strengthens the bonding between you and your partner. So trust more and doubt less. Aquarius natives will have to be very cautious at workplace. You may become a target of office politics. Seniors may try to humiliate you at workplace. You should not react. You should not take any impulsive action, and you should not resign from your job. Learn to face the challenges of life with a smile on your face. Time is changing, so you just need to be patient for a while. Black magic attacks may cause certain troubles in your life, but if you are walking on the spiritual path, then you will be alright. Pisces natives will get the perfect time for introspection and reassessment of life goals and beliefs during the Amavasya phase. You should avoid long travels on Amavasya, that is on 3rd and 4th August. This Amavasya can mark an increased interest in spiritual practices or philosophies. This Amavasya also indicate potential changes in luck or fortune, either positively or through challenges that lead to your substantial growth in life. Be aware of not going to the extremes when it comes to your religious beliefs. Aries natives should be extra cautious about things happening in and around their homes. This low phase of Amavasya can lead to certain challenges regarding your home and family. You may also worry about your children and their future. Control your emotions and avoid making any emotional decisions during this phase. This Amavasya might affect your relationship with your mother or bring significant events related to your mother. Take good care of your mother. Taurus natives may suffer due to overthinking. Think less and feel more is the mantra for Taurus natives. Be clear in your communication, or it may lead to misunderstandings which can result in fights and arguments. Avoid short travels on Amavasya day, 3rd and 4th August. Be careful when dealing with your siblings. If you are a creative person, this is the time to initiate a new idea and work on it. Gemini natives should be extra cautious about money and finances. Avoid doing online transactions and ensure that you don't get tricked by fraudsters. Certain challenges may occur in your family, consuming much of your energy and money. Do not trust strangers during this phase. Focus on ensuring that you don't hurt others through your words or actions. Avoid fights with family during this period. Stay silent and focus on daily meditation and daily chanting. Overall, the Amavasya on 3rd and 4th August can cause certain troubles in your life. Most of the troubles will be connected to your mental state. Overthinking, doubt, frustration, depression, anger, lust, greed, fear, and many of such negative traits gets activated during this Amavasya phase. Many times you go into depression. Many times people try to demotivate you. There are many negative people who will try to pull you down. Many times people force you to consider suicide. In such a situation, you should never commit this worst crime of suicide. There was a man who lost his job and then went into depression. He was poor, unemployed, and hated begging. Rather than beg, he thought it was better to commit suicide. He felt insulted and said to himself, "There is no respect in my life. How long should I live a life that has no respect and no value to my existence? I am jobless. I have lost everything and my family has abandoned me. There is no one to look after me, no one in this world who cares for me, no one who can lend an helping hand. What value do I have in this life?
Enough is enough. There is a big mountain outside the town. I am going to climb that mountain, reach its highest point, and then jump and end my life. Suicide is triggered when you lose faith, when you fail to realize the value of self-worth, and when you totally surrender to a situation. That is when you are ready to commit suicide. And so on a very dark new moon night, Amavasya, the young man embarked on his last journey, the journey toward death. He was walking briskly towards the mountain. It was a long walk, but finally he reached the foothills of the mountain. He started climbing. It was very dark with no moonlight, and he could hear weird sounds of wild animals, the shrinking sound of flying owls and bats. It was a very fearful night, Amavasya night, but the man continued climbing. A few more steps and the whole chapter of my life will be over. Finally, the end of all my miseries is near, he thought as he reached the highest point of the mountain. He was just waiting to commit suicide. The top of the mountain was such a beautiful place. Probably no one had dared to climb to such a height because the way to the top was always difficult. In fact, it is always difficult to reach the top. For a second he felt relaxed. The touch of the cool breeze, the shining glittering stars in the sky. In the absence of the moon, it was the stars that lit up the whole sky. For a minute he felt good. He smiled and sat on the top of the mountain for a while. By nature he was a happy man, but life had been too hard on him. He got up to jump and end his life forever. There was a huge tree at the dead end of the hill. He thought that would be the point from where he could jump and end his life forever. And so he started walking towards the tree. As he came close, he saw someone sitting beneath the tree. Who would sit at the top of such a huge mountain at the stroke of midnight? He was taken aback. An old man dressed in shimmering green was seated beneath the tree. A certain fragrance lingered around him. His aura, his joy, his bliss. There was something about the old man. He was looking up at the sky, meditating on something, and in between he was laughing. It was such a blissful laugh that the young man forgot about his miseries and was just enjoying the presence of the old man. After a while, the young man couldn't resist his curiosity and asked, "Pardon me, sir, but I am curious to know what makes you laugh at this midnight hour. Who are you? What is your name? And how come you are here? How did you reach here?" The Sufi, who was engrossed in his meditation, looked at the young man and said, "So you have come here. People come only to commit suicide. I have chosen this place to meditate because people rarely are able to reach this point for committing suicide." The young man said, "It is strange that I have not uttered a single word and you have said the right thing. I have come to commit suicide." The Sufi saint said, "You can commit suicide, but I have one offer. How much would you like to have for both of your eyes? The king needs two beautiful eyes, and you have beautiful eyes. The king knows that I always sit at the suicide point. That's what this place is called. People come here when they are going to commit suicide. What are they going to do with those two eyes? They can give them to the king. So whatever you want for your eyes, just say it and your offer will be accepted." The man thought for a moment. How much should he ask? He could not think. He thought 5 million? 5 million for both eyes, or maybe 10 million, or maybe 20 million. But nothing seemed to be the right price. Finally he said, 10 million. The Sufi mystic said, that is accepted. Come with me. First we will take your eyes and then I will bring you back here. Then you can jump and commit suicide. On the way, the Sufi said, but I have few other customers too. How much would you like to take for your head without eyes? The young man said, you are a strange person. Who would like to have my head without eyes? The Sufi said, I have a customer. He is a black magician and he needs a skull very desperately. He is not interested in the eyes anyway. He is going to take away all the skin, everything, and clean your skull completely. The man said, my God, then how am I going to come back and commit suicide? The Sufi said, that I will manage. Don't worry about it. The man said, I have never thought about it. How much will be appropriate? What do you think? The Sufi said, just say the amount and it will be offered to you. So then the man sold his skull for another 10 million. On the way, the Sufi asked, would you like to sell the remaining body too? Because what is the point? You are already dead. Your eyes are gone. Your head is gone. What is left? There is no point in keeping the body. And I have one more customer who would be interested in just the remaining body of yours. He is a scientist and he dissects bodies. He is always in need of dead bodies, fresh human bodies. He will be absolutely happy because he cannot get such a freshly dead body, a body that has only just died. The eyes have been taken, the head has been cut, but the body will still be warm. It is just like a flower plucked from the tree. While it is still alive, it will take 2 or 3 days to fade away. The man said, what about my suicide? The Sufi said, there is no need for any suicide. Everything is sold. The man said, but who will get all the money? The mystic said, of course, I will get it because you will be gone. Who else can get it? You can think of it as my commission. If you want to take it with you, you can take it, but you will be gone. You won't need it. As they reached the king's palace, the young man started thinking again. What is he going to do? He had never thought that his eyes had such a value, that his skull had such a value, that his whole body had such a value, that this man was going to earn 30 million. He said, I don't want to do this business. The Sufi said, what about suicide? The man said, I don't want to commit suicide either. For the first time, I have realized that I am a rich man. Up till now, I have always thought that I am a beggar. I was going to commit suicide because I thought I had nothing. Now I realize how much I have got. The Sufi mystic said, it's up to you. I will have to go back and wait for somebody else. But think again, you won't get such customers. The man said, just leave me alone. You are a dangerous fellow. I used to think that you were a religious man, always meditating on that hillock. You seem to be the most dangerous man. You were selling me piece by piece, and finally all the money would come to you. I don't know how many people you have sold, but I can understand why you go on sitting there. That is where your business comes. I will make the whole town aware. I will tell everybody in the town, don't go to that point and be aware of that man. He is dangerous. The mystic started laughing. He couldn't help but laugh, a loud belly laugh. And then he said, young man, I was just trying to help you. You were going to destroy such precious things by jumping and killing yourself. I have been trying to wake you up. Existence has given you so much, such precious things, and rather than being grateful and realizing your self-worth, you are about to end your life by behaving in such an ugly way. There is no customer, it was all fiction. What will the king do with your eyes, dead eyes? And the magician can get as many skulls as he needs from the graveyard. And every day people die in the hospital and fresh bodies are available to the scientists. So there is no customer at all. It was just to make you aware that you have so many precious things given to you by nature. And you are not feeling grateful. You are not feeling prayerful. Don't you have any gratitude and thankfulness? The man realized his foolishness, his utter ignorance in understanding the Sufi's message. He couldn't control himself. He started crying. He couldn't find words to express his gratitude towards the Sufi, who had so compassionately helped him realize the ugly mistake he was about to commit, the mistake of committing suicide. The Sufi had helped him to come out of the darkness of ignorance and to see the light of the day. As they spoke, the whole night passed by, and now he could see that the dark night was over and the sun was rising on the horizon. With the first morning rays of the sun, the darkness of the night was fading away, and by the light of awareness, the darkness of his ignorance was also fading away. He touched the feet of the Sufi, and the Sufi took him by his hands, raised him up, and said, "Don't worry, dear. Restart your life with faith and patience. My blessings are always with you." It is said that the young man went on to become one of the most successful men in the town. Many leaders and businessmen became his followers and friends, and yet nobody knew what happened on that dark new moon night, Amavasya. How he was reborn and how he was totally transformed when ignorance was overtaken by the light of awareness that changed the very course of his life. Once your awareness becomes a flame, it burns up the whole slavery that the mind has created. You miss realizing your self-worth when you are ignorant of what existence has given to you. Existence has already given you respect by giving human birth to you. Whose respect do you want? Self-respect, self-worth, and self-love all starts with self. Stop looking outside of yourself for your value. Self-worth comes from one thing, thinking that you are worthy. Existence has given you enough glory. It gave you life. It has blessed you with eyes. Open them and see these green trees, the beautiful flowers, the chirping birds. It has given you ears. Listen to the music. Listen to the splashing of a waterfall. It has given you awareness so you can become a Buddha. What more do you want? You have already been honored. Existence has certified you. Then why are you running and seeking a certificate of respect and value from others? You are insulting yourself this way, and if you continue to do so, then the insult is going to deepen. You don't need anyone to certify you as a good person. What we really are matters more than what other people think of us. You alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anybody. There is no difference between self-respect and pride. There is a difference between ego and self-respect or pride. Self-respect is natural to your individuality. It is your dignity. It is your acceptance of yourself. But ego is a comparison. Self-respect is respect without comparison. Self-respect is often mistaken for arrogance when in reality it is the opposite. When we can recognize all our good qualities as well as all our faults, we can start to appreciate ourselves as we would a dear friend and experience the comfortable inner glow of respect. To embrace the journey towards our full potential, we need to become our own loving teacher and coach, spurring ourselves on to become better human beings. We develop true regard for ourselves and our life becomes sacred. You have accepted yourself as you are. And the moment you accept yourself, you become beautiful. Pride is dignity, a feeling of dignity. That existence wants you. That existence has created you. That existence needs you. You are welcome in existence. You are not an unwanted child. Moment to moment, existence is giving you nourishment, life, light, and everything that you need. Pride is not ego. Neither is self-respect equivalent to ego. Ego is comparative, and because it is comparative, it is ugly, it is sick. The very idea that I am superior to you is inhuman. But being proud of oneself does not make anybody inferior. In fact, it shows that the other also has the way to be proud of himself, to be respectful of himself. Understand your worth, value your life, appreciate your blessings. You will remain a prisoner of others as long as you continue to care about what other people think about you. Break this prison, find your freedom by looking within, by turning inwards and exploring your true self. Meditate, jump within. The real treasure is not on the outside, but very much within you. Discover yourself, otherwise you have to depend on other people's opinions who don't know themselves. When nobody else celebrates you, learn to celebrate yourself. When nobody else compliments you, then compliment yourself. It is not up to other people to keep you encouraged. It is up to you. Encouragement comes from within. It all starts with you. Your happiness is not based on how others treat you or make you feel. Your happiness is totally based on what you think of yourself. Your understanding of you is far more superior and real than what others think of you. Believe in yourself, respect yourself, love yourself, celebrate yourself, be loving towards yourself. Then you will be able to love others too. Remember, to be grateful for the gift of a lifetime is to love it, and that is to first learn to love yourself. Love and respect yourself and never compromise on anything, and then you will be surprised how much growth starts happening on its own accord, as if rocks have been removed and the river has started flowing. You will be able to love yourself only when you have accepted yourself in totality. Learn to accept yourself, and that is the most difficult thing to do, because from the very beginning you have been told how you should be, but nobody has ever told you that you are good as you are. Accept yourself. The moment you accept yourself, you become beautiful. Be the person you are. Never try to be another, and you will become mature. Maturity is accepting the responsibility of being oneself, whatsoever the cost, risking all to be oneself. That's what maturity is all about. It is only when you accept yourself that you can let go of all that has been holding you back. It is only when you let go that you are able to move on with your life. And it is only when you move on with your life that you are able to make real progress in life. The key is to be yourself. Meditate and chant every day, and take good care of yourself as this Amavasya phase unfolds. Jai Sri Ganesha, Jai Guru.
ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः।